would be calling you a radical. So this is an important video. Get your dry cast container. That's the pad. That's the infamous, famous fucking pad. Don't drop your dry cast container, Blanche. Don't drop your dry cast container. So, shoot a fucking dry cast Holtec container off my fucking head. So this is important. We walk down here. So decommissioning is happening now. Why are you bailing out Diablo Canyon? So, I want to talk about this. Well, I'm two-man band is. I got a drummer today. So, this is important, because this is the shirt. So, these guys that squilled on these cheaters cheating on the exchange, when we got this thing shut down 10 years ago, this is the shirt. They sent it to me. So, this is important for all you Johnny-come-latelys. 10 years ago, I had the goods on them. They were cheating on the exchange, blah, 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 blah. And we caught them. Leaked it out. They had an accident here, right there. They had an accident on this day. I was going in and out of a coma in the bone marrow transplant center. I had the film. What a compelling story. That's literally conceived right there on the beach. My San Onofre Marine dad. January 30th, 2012, San Onofre had an accident. It's only a level 3 accident NRC. The NRC's scale only goes to 7. So they had an accident. They were cheating on the exchange, this exchange.
It was Unit 2 right there, right? The one in the foreground, right?
Yeah, that was it. They were cheating on the exchange. Now that footage I shot of the old reactor coming into Utah, I talked about it, historic. So it backed up. Those guys from San Onofre sent me the footage. I reported it. Mitch from Channel 10 got here, him and Barbie, and we worked together to expose this lie. They were saving themselves 100, bringing in the generator by sea, hiding. It was Peavy and Moonbeamer Brown were all in on it. They were all chopping up the money. Kamala Harris was the AG there, her mother, the epidemiologist at Livermore, and so we caught him dead red. And then we packed the house on all these hearings. We did all this incredible work. But this is important. That's the dry cast containers right there. They're on shock absorbers. The accomplishment of getting all this 40 years of nuclear waste by those apparatus, there's so many of them right there. How many canisters are there, Peter? Do you remember?
73, I think.
73. So, I just bit my fingernails the whole time Holtec was doing it.
Oh, yeah.
God, don't have an accident. No earthquake, no earthquake. So
they did a good job.
Yeah, now they've turned it into their
The problem is that it's 100 feet away from the ocean.
Right, it's on shot, but the fact is this. It's a million times safer there than it was in there. They're just swimming pools. They were never built for it. It was supposed
you
to
can
go to
see
Yucca
that they've tore down a lot of those buildings here right next to the reactors.
Well, everything's tore down but the domes, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so it's important, it's historic that, yeah, it's not the best solution, but here's the thing you don't understand. I'm so heavily involved in this. I'm friends with the congressman here. I'm the guy that's worked him and prepped him. The NRC approved the pad in New Mexico and Texas. He got the bill through, Mike, on the priority bill. So the waste is prioritized in the United States. Guess what number 1 priority is? Rightfully so. That. So I'm the guy that used to, the keynote speaker. I was always in them. Are you going to build these canisters where this can come right back out and freaking go on the rail cars and ship out of here? Yes. Not only yes, that's the plan. I'm here to tell you, in New Mexico, in Texas, the feds approved it. And you don't think I know in Utah? They're tearing this shit down and bringing it to Utah. We have state laws prohibiting it because they had an accident on the 30th. Just a steam malfunction. It's over the state limits. They bring it in anyway. Same in Idaho. Idaho National Lab from Hunters Point. We have laws. But the Fed, especially post-Patriot Act, supersedes that. So these guys could take this out of these canisters, load it into train cars, take it to the pad in Texas and or New Mexico without even telling you. And if you don't think that's true, you're not paying attention at WIP in New Mexico. They do it every day, all day. You know which waste goes in there you don't even know about for the last 40 years, sneaking it in there? You remember the fire and the container? Peterson Fabricates in my backyard, Far West Utah. I went to school with all those guys. And remember, it was their container? They said, oh, it was a salt malfunction. Until they picked up plutonium in the dishes at UTEP. So...
And for the uninformed, this pad is exactly where Unit 1 used to be.
Yeah.
This is where the original reactor was here.
Yeah. Now
And then there's another ISFC, another storage right next to this right here.
Well, not only that, that waste has been stored here forever. How about Humboldt?
50 years. No, yeah.
You know how long Humboldt's been in dry cask containers?
It's right on the bay there, too.
Say with Rancho Sur in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So we need to deal with this, and I've said for years, okay, you in California, why should we in Utah take it? You make it, you eat the shit. We don't make it in Utah, but I get it. It's got to come off there. And so is this dangerous? Yeah, but it's a million times less dangerous than it was in those pools. What about Diablo Canyon? You don't think 7.7 earthquake, you're going to be Fukushima, you're going to be Chernobyl on Balco, you're going to be evacuating freaking Los Angeles. Oh, they'll tell you to hunker down. Maybe they can send you to Santa Anita Racetrack. Remember the old evacuation plan for Santa Onofre was here? I'll gather at the fairgrounds at Santa Anita. Okay, yeah. How many million people live in freaking LA? Look at the freeway.
They don't have an evacuation plan anymore.
No, not now. They took the siren system down. And so, anyway, I want to give you an update. The law got passed. The NRC approved the pad. And Texas passed a law prohibiting it. So did New Mexico. Of course they don't want it. Why do we keep making this shit? Why are you bailing out Diablo? Diablo Canyon spends $4.4 million a day of California taxpayer allowance to keep it open. They have to keep it. And if the big Z there didn't prove to you how much electricity these guys take coming in. These lines aren't to freaking take energy out. They're to take energy in to keep these things cool. So, the big Z didn't prove to you. So, don't drop your dry cask. And that dry cask container thing was a sham, Peter. I watched that footage. That was just to try to slow down this decommission. And Holtec did an excellent job on that. They should be, but Holtec's turned into dirtbags now. Look what they're doing at Palisades. Because the government says, here's some more money. Here, let's keep it. I don't know how that can. How did Gavin go along going out Diablo? What the hell? That's going to cost him his political. Because I think their advisors are thinking, the United States public loves nuclear energy, going to solve it. No, they don't. No, they don't. They all know about Fukushima. You act like you don't know. As the cancer slowly grows. They all know. So people are like, but these politicians are the good. Obey your nuclear energy master, Gavin. Gavin's a fool going along with this. Well, so is sliding with Biden. So is Trump. So is Obama on the Fukushima cover-up. And look what happened to a bee. Holy shit. So, all you Johnny-come-lately saying this pad situation is the greatest. You're full of shit. The greatest catastrophe was when they set in those domes in swimming pools that were never built. Remember, they were supposed to go to Yucca Mountain? They were never built for it. And that's all these reactors across the country. That's a Mach 1, Mach 2 GE freaking nightmare right there. Same as Diablo.
It looks like to me that they took out those the spent fuel pool buildings. It looks like there's gone.
You know how they did that? they cut a hole in the side of those domes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
The spent fuel pools they're empty.
Yeah.
So what they did, they cut holes in the sides of those domes in Dolly Park, and they drug it out like that, put it in the canister, brought it over here, and put it in the pad. And they're in soup cans. And so on shock absorbers. Granted, it's not the best, but I told you I would finish this job. I've been working on this my whole life. And by the way, this belongs in a museum. The great Gene Stone, who's passed, Gary Hedrick, Kathy Iwani, all the Donnas, including Old Don, Mila Reason, all these, the Abalone Coalition. We've been fighting this our whole lives. I don't eat, sleep, drink it. I literally sleep with it. I was given 2 months to live with AML leukemia, recently open heart surgery again from this fucking place. And so, update. These pads are built. This is Kevin Blanch's work. For these cans to come right back up out of them, load on a car. What do you think they're working on that rail line? And onto the train, all my ex-nuclear wastes, exes living in West Texas. Now, am I for that? Yeah. I hate to say that, but the bottom line is, because I live in Utah and they're dumping this shit on us. I shot that big reactor that comes into Utah, that footage, the only footage on Earth, biggest truck ever built. Kevin Blanch, the journalist. This is the nuclear waste place, Utah, the toilet. Well, Los Alamos, this whole madness started there. Oppenheimer, the movie's getting ready to come out. Trinity on Balco. Fermi, who died right here in La Jolla. I bet $1 will kill everybody in New Mexico. They did it anyway. So they're bringing it into WIP daily anyway. So they're not going to tell you. They don't have to tell you. They haven't told you for 40 years at WIP what they bring in there. And do they bring it in? So they're going to pull these up out of here, I'm here to tell you, because the law, it got through the priority law. It's been passed, and this is #1 priority, and rightfully so. This should be #2 priority. You know what should be #1? Diablo Canyon. Lessons from Fukushima unlearned. Nuclear reactor on the Ring of Fire. I've always said #1 most dangerous nuclear reactor in the world was right there. #2 is Diablo Canyon. #3 was Fukushima Diani. #4 was Fukushima Daiichi. Why? They're built on the Ring of Fire. What, we don't have freaking earthquakes in California? California, rest in peace. Firstborn unicorns. SMR is going to save you. So these dry cast containers, don't drop your soup can, Black. Don't drop your freaking dry cast container. You lefties, you righties. Quit feeding these guys pork and finish this job. Mark my words, and this is going to happen quick. These containers are going to come up out of here, and you won't even know. And they'll do it in the dark of night when you're not paying attention. They're going to want to trade, and it's going to go to freaking New Mexico on the pad. Right. And legally, while you're asleep and you pass all these laws, Harry Reid, turn these into official nuclear waste dump sites. I fought them, but they passed it. So under the Patriot Act and they can do whatever they want, which, of course, they're the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. The untouchables. And if they don't think they're the untouchables, you look what went on in Ohio on that bailout. You look what Peavy and Jerry Brown, what they pulled here. They got caught by the state attorney general. They got dead caught chopping up $10 million, cheating, causing a nuclear disaster. They vented steam all over here. They got caught. What happened to them?
They got raises.
They're the untouchables. They're the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. So let's finish this job and get these canisters. 10 years ago, right? What an accomplishment. This is the greatest accomplishment for grassroots. Thank you, Gene Stone. We love you. He's in heaven now, or wherever he is. He's a native belief system. I just saw a rabbit run across here. He looked a little mutated. Maybe that was Gene. So we love that guy. Thank you to Gary Hedrick. Thank you to Kathy Iwani. She did so much power. She was in Japan, and she lobbied the school districts. And thank you to everybody that's fought these monsters. The Abalone Coalition that's passed in front. Thank you to Jane and Linda at Diablo. For we're few and they're many. We don't have any money, but we have something they will never have. We have peace of mind. Don't drop your dry cast container. Stay in tune.